Yep, it's going on the
Oh, it says that? Oh, nice.
Have you started the recording yet?
Yeah,
Oh,
she can. She can cut the beginning off of it. Yeah. It starts when we're ready to start. When you.
How does my audio coming through?
It doesn't really tell.
Oh, okay. How does it look on my collar?
Good that you have a green dot in your throat now. Because the green light is shooting.
How about now?
You could put it on your.
No.
You could put it on your pocket if you want.
Oh, it's not a terrible idea.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Just sit down, Ro. Just sit down. There you go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the inaugural issue of While We Wait. My name is Timothy O'Leary, and I am here with my father, Sean O'Leary. And we're going to talk about the 2 books that he has published in the last couple of years. And we're going to get behind what makes a quality author. And we're going to deconstruct the man that he is and what led him to wanting to put his stories out in the world. So I'm going to turn the time over to my father, Sean O'Leary, local Utah author. He's going to introduce the whiskey of the night and talk about why it is so important to his book, Dan Tessin.
Thank you very much. So the whiskey that I chose tonight is Balblair. This is the whiskey that the main character in the book, Dan Tessin, he drinks this in the book at a very critical point in the story. And so I thought it would be fun if we were drinking this as we were talking about it.
I think that sounds like a fantastic idea. While we're getting ready to go, both of us are whiskey aficionados. We enjoy a quality whiskey, so we're going to be drinking out of Glencairn glasses, what is supposed to be the best kind of glassware for enjoying a neat whiskey. So, why don't we take a second, smell our whiskeys, enjoy them, and give a couple of tasting notes.
Oh, that sounds good.
What kind of smells are you getting so far?
I'm getting a very sweet, mildly floral, kind of like apple blossoms or peach or cherry blossoms. Not the fruit itself, but the blossoms. Yeah,
I'm getting a very light oaky flavor to it, but you know the sweetness when you cut a cherry board. You get the sugars from the cherry wood.
Yeah.
I'm getting just a little bit of that, and I really enjoy that in there.
Very good.
All right, why don't we give it a taste?
Okay.
Smooth as could be.
That really is.
Yeah.
That is really nice.
A little bit of heat on the tip of the tongue, but then smooth as it rolls across the middle and down the back of your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, interesting. There's a nice, strong tobacco note, not like a cigarette, but like a quality pipe tobacco.
Oh, okay.
Something that your grandfather or great-grandfather would have smoked.
I guess I'm more attuned to some of the sweeter qualities. I'm getting a little bit of vanilla and maybe a little bit of caramel.
Okay. Now, you and I, as we talk about whiskey, we always have enjoyed maybe the more odd tasting notes.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit of brininess to this that reminds me of going to Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Oh.
That almost, if you've ever had like a clam shooter, there's a little bit of that. Not the clam flavor itself, but the brininess that comes with that, that makes it feel a little bit more open in the mouth.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I hadn't really keyed in on the saltiness, but now that you say that, yeah. It does linger on the tongue a little bit, too.
So, let's talk about your time as a young boy in New York City.
Okay.
And what I want to know is, you are an avid reader. You always have been. As my father, you've been very passionate about someone who enjoys books. Tell me about some of your experiences in libraries in New York City.
Oh, okay. So there's two libraries that really stand out to me.
Okay.
I grew up in I grew up right on the border of Brooklyn and Queens,
okay,
in a neighborhood called Ridgewood.
Okay.
And in the Ridgewood Library was about a mile from our house, close enough that you could walk it on a nice spring day. Winter was a little bit harder. But I would go up to that library, and the library has been around for well over 100 years. I think it was in the late 1800s when they built it. And it was a much smaller building when they first built it. And I have some black and white pictures of it when it was inaugurated.
Yeah.
But they've added on to it a little bit. And it's a fun 2-story brick building. It takes up a small block, but it takes up the entire block around it. And they were always fairly friendly. When I was younger, I always got yelled at by the librarians, and they didn't want me going in the adult section. They're like, you have to go in the kids section. I'm like, but those are for kids. I'm not a kid.
Now, you weren't dog-earing any of their books,
I wouldn't dog ear.
Okay.
I would not dog.
No dog earing.
No dog earing. No, but that I spent a lot of time in there, and I borrowed just a tremendous number of books from there. I really enjoyed. That was our library, and so that was where I got all my library books from. So I enjoyed that. Spent a lot of afternoons up there doing homework.
Okay,
and then the other library, and the one that actually makes an appearance in Dantesson, is the main public library in Manhattan on 42nd Street, and that is until I left New York, that was the most amazing library I had ever seen. I can't tell you how big it is, because you would go into it and you would just get lost in it. There was chamber after chamber of books, and you would go to different wings for different topics. I mean, it had an entire wing for a particular topic that you were interested in. Very, very tall ceilings. And then they would have these long rows with the lights on them, where people would sit and they would do their work at a table. And, you might have 20 people sitting at a table side by side, but far enough apart that you could kind of spread your books out and do whatever work you're working on. And I went there. I remember going there as a very young boy, maybe 6, 7, something like that, long before I could read really well, But I remember just being impressed with the way that it looked and all the books. And I wanted to know what was in all those books. I was very excited about it. That was a lot of fun.
Tell me about the smell of an old book, because I know that's something that both you and I have bonded over our entire life together.
Yeah.
Is what an old book smells like and what it evokes in you as a person.
I don't know how to describe the smell. It's like leather. It has kind of an earthy feel to it. It reminds me of weather. It's like that, the petrichor.
I was going to say, it's a piece of petrichor.
Sure.
It's not the entirety of it.
Yes.
But there is a piece, almost the smell of asphalt and earth.
Yeah.
There's that, it makes you go, oh, yeah. You love that smell.
It's a great smell. And when it's coming from a book, the feeling that I have when I smell that and I'm surrounded by books, these probably don't have that smell to it. But it opens your imagination up as to, what different worlds are you going to go in? Are you going to go to a different planet or a different time? Are you going to go underground? Are you going to go up in an airplane? It expands your mind and makes you think about what it is that what adventure you're about to jump into.